Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. My name is Elias Castillo and you're watching EMC Outdoors. Today I bring you a video from the indoors because it is too cold outside to be gardening. But that doesn't mean that we can't be thinking about starting our seeds. This video today is about how to start your seeds indoors and what type of seeds you should be thinking about starting right now. I am recording today and it is February 15th. So the plants that you want to start right now are plants that take about 8 to 10 weeks to mature or get to a good size before you put them into the ground after your last frost. So like I said before, April 18th is what the Almanac website is saying. But just to be safe, I always put out my plants into the ground on Mother's Day weekend. There's going to be another series that I'm going to be doing of things that you can do every week, that you can start every week. So for the plants that I'm going to be starting today, I'm going to be using a very simple method that anybody can do, even if you live in an apartment or even if you don't have a ton of space. So what I want to show you is the paper towel method inside a Ziploc bag. I'm sure you've seen videos about this, but instead of starting your seeds into soil from the beginning, you want to do this method because it pre-sprouts the seeds before you put them into the soil. So it gets rid of the guessing game whether or not you're watering your seeds too much or too little when you get them started. Last year my friend gave me a bunch of seeds that he's been storing for a long time, so I'm gonna see if they're still viable. So I have some pepper seeds from 2017 and I think I saw these over here. These are from 2010. So you can see on the package here it says 2010. I'm gonna try to sprout them. They might not sprout, but I would have wasted a paper towel and some time. The only other thing that I'm going to be using that is kind of specialized is a heat mat. I got this one off of Amazon and it's pretty cheap. You can get them for $20. If you don't have the extra 20 bucks and you want to save on it, all you want to put there is find the warmest spot in your kitchen or in your house. But you want to find somewhere where the heat is constant and they are warm. If you can afford it, just buy a heat mat from Amazon. And if you have a heat mat, make sure you put a towel and then you put your seeds on top of the towel. I've saved a lot of my own seed and I'm going to be using some of the older seeds that I have from last year. These are the favorite peppers that I've grown so far and I keep growing them every single year. Last year I tried a pepper that is called Doe Hill Golden Pepper. They're tiny little peppers, but these are sweet. They don't grow too big. They grow about golf size and they are sweet and tender and I really enjoy those. So I'm going to be growing a lot of this year. I also grow these, I call them Puerto Rican peppers or Caribbean peppers. I've had this seed for about 6 years now. So I grow them and then I save a couple of seeds each year and this is what I have. These are from 2020, so they're pretty fresh, so they should sprout no problem. Last year I grew this Thai roselle or Jamaican sorrel, I think it's called. I got it to a good spot. It was growing the roselles and it ran out of time to produce mature enough pods so I could get seeds. Luckily I saved about 4 seeds from last year. I never used the whole packet because I always want to keep more, and I have 4 seeds I'm going to try to sprout this year. Last year the sprouting on these was pretty spotty. So I'm hoping that this method, the towel method, will get them sprouted this year. This was by far my favorite pepper last year. This is called Marconi peppers and they are delicious. They are sweet peppers. They get about 4 inches long and pretty wide. And they are sweet Marconi peppers. They're an Italian variety, really tasty peppers, no heat at all. So these are pretty easy to grow in our area. This is called chile piquin or chiltepe if you're from El Salvador. These are native to the Mexican region and the North American region. This is said to be the first pepper plant ever, and all the peppers that we have now came from this tiny little pepper. So I have 2 of those that I saved. I can't remember where I got the seeds from this. I think my aunt had a plant growing a couple years ago and she gave me some of these seeds and I'm going to be growing it again this year. So you want to take 1 Ziploc bag and 1 paper towel and you want to get some water and you just want to spray this this paper towel until it gets pretty wet. Once the paper towel is wet, you want to add your seeds right on this side here, and then you want to fold it a few times so that the seeds stay moist inside the bag. But it's not that difficult to keep them moist. Just make sure that it's damp, but when you squeeze it, there's no water coming out. So you don't want to be too saturated with water. So let's crack open the little chiltepe or chile piquin. So you want to keep seeds that don't look the same together in the same bag, and if you want to, just use one bag per seed, but I just want to, you know, save a little bit on plastic. So I have chiltepe peppers in here. You know, the pepper seeds are so much different than the Thai roselle, and you can tell the difference by just looking at them. If you're not comfortable enough with doing that, just plant one type of seed per bag. All pepper plants look the same though, so if you put a bunch of different peppers in here, you won't know which one of those is each pepper plant. So do not mix two types of peppers in one bag, otherwise you won't know which one's which until they produce fruit, which is probably not a bad idea, but you don't want to be guessing too much. After I start the seeds, they sprout in about 5 days depending on, and then from here we have to move them to a actual soil. So you don't want to start a ton of seeds because then you're going to run out of space in the soil. So I did as many double packs as I could, and I have all my bags here. I have 5 bags all together, and I think I'm starting 9 types of plants today. I'm going to be placing these on top of my heat mat that I have already going. I'm trying to sprout a few other things over there, so I'm going to throw these on top of that heat mat. I'm going to quickly glance at it so you guys can see which one I'm talking about, and I'll leave a link in the description below for a heat mat on Amazon if you guys want to get that one. This is the heat mat that I have. It's called Sunbeam, and it's kind of an old one. It has this crazy wire here, and it plugs into the electric. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something useful out of it. Today, like I say, is February 15th, so you want to start your seeds this week or next week, and you'll have plenty of time to put them into the ground or into your containers, whatever you're growing this year. I hope that you found it useful. If you want any consulting for your garden plots, I also am local to Falls Church, Virginia. So if you have a garden plot that you want to get started and you want some consulting, I do some one-on-one consulting. We can do it online at the beginning, and then we can talk in person if you need a visit to your actual garden. So I hope you guys enjoy this type of content, and I hope you guys have a wonderful growing year. I'm excited because we're getting started here, and there will be a ton of content this year. I'm going to be doing a class on spring gardening, and it's going to be for the Fairfax Food Council, and I am going to leave the link on the description down below if you want to join. It's a free 30-minute class on how to start a spring garden. So more or less like I do here in the videos, but you will have a chance to do a Q&A at the end of the session. So if you guys want to get some questions answered about your spring garden, please attend the meeting. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.